Hey world, you are tuned to Anywhere the Needle Drops. I am your host, Justin Flagel, and welcome to the show. Welcome back if you've been here before. Welcome if it's your first time here. Come on in, join us. We're about to have a lot of fun. Today in the Theory One studio, we have Gxldsoulrebel, or as his friend Sin likes to call him, Souli. Yeah, so this episode actually pairs nicely with our last episode. So we talked to Sin previously, and he talked about his friend Souli quite a bit. And yeah, it was nice to have these two coming into the studio, kind of one after another, to have these two conversations. And let me tell you, throughout this entire episode, Gxldsoulrebel dropping some knowledge. I was taking notes not just for what I do here, but just for life even. There were a couple of moments where I'm like, you know what, I'm going to jot that down in my journal and reflect on that for a while. So, how's everyone doing? Speaking of reflecting, so I'm in a place in my world, a place of letting go, you could say. There's many of you who might be hearing this who maybe know me, who have worked with me, and if you're amongst those people, you probably are aware of the fact that control is a thing for me. I do like to have things in order, things in a list, structured, planned, all of that, because then what could possibly ever go wrong, right? When you've got a plan, except, you know how life goes, and logically I know that, but coming to terms with that on other levels has been a bit of a journey for me. But no, I'm in this wonderful space where I've really started to kind of let go a little bit. It wasn't all by choice. As many of you know, I had some collapse in my life over the past couple of years, went through some dark times, and had some struggles. And I was talking to someone important to me the other day, and framed it as no one ever wants your house to burn down, but there's a lot of pain, a lot of struggle there. But when you get that insurance check, you do have the opportunity to kind of build it back up, and maybe do some things differently than you did before. Make that kitchen a little bit bigger, or paint that wall a little bit different, or I don't know, I'm probably carrying this metaphor a little too far, but you get what I'm saying. So I'm in this phase, this season, if you will, of just letting go a little bit, just chilling out. And I gotta say, it's working. Good things are happening, and there's a lot to be concerned about in the world, obviously. We always talk about that, but letting go just a little bit has been nice. And I don't know, I'm waxing philosophical here because listening to my chat with Gxldsoulrebel kind of put me in that space, because dude has some great advice in there. And man, I don't know, like it's crazy out there. I don't know what to say. I think we all just need to slow down a little bit. Get back out there, get our feet in the grass, and smell the fresh air. And I was thinking about this, in this cultural moment they're in this darkness in politics and whatnot. And this is not a call to stop fighting the fight. This is definitely not that. But, I did have a realization that our opinions on every single little item are not really needed. We don't need to hop on social media and express every single little thought that we have. We do have to speak up. We do have to speak out, and we have to do so, with open hearts and compassion and a desire to understand. But maybe let's do that face to face. Let's get with some people and breathe the same air and do it that way. And maybe let's just leave the socials for the cute cats and whatnot. I don't know. But all right, well, listen, that's a whole lot of philosophy coming from me, and that's plenty. Let's get you over to a song from Gxldsoulrebel, and then right after that, you'll hear my sit down with him at the Theory One studio. Enjoy. Here's to life.
Check. Yo, rapid how I move, I'm living a dream. Bad choices had me paying, hitting fees, screwing the light tight, no more flickering. Life is like a movie, it got hidden scenes. Got out the box early like Christmas Eve. When I was young, I seen too much things. Got a change, I had enough of me. Can't smoke, don't know how to be. Can't avoid mistakes, but you can't avoid lessons. Applying more mature effort. Come to you beyond you, that's the core message. Can't live my life with short pleasures. It's all about them 4 letters. Life is like a movie, bunch of different takes. I ain't hooked on right or wrong, so I skip debate. This road takes its toll, but I'm on the way. Hit my nigga Mike, win what you want today. Trapped in old ways like an open cage. Till I notice that the only way the roads change is the growing pains. Had to break fast, I can't lunch. Gave myself room, it was fitting. Cause how I'm looking changed up. Big picture getting framed up. Don't mind us, all the shit we do is A+. Like physical therapy, had to exercise patience. Fake raps, got me yawning like the late shift. I stay low key, you couldn't spot me on the wait list, nigga.
All right. Gxldsoulrebel in the house in Theory One Studios.
Yeah, pleasure to be here, man.
Yeah. So thank you for taking the time to come up here. Yeah, so I know you've been in here before, hanging out when we had Rebel in the house doing that live session. Mm-hmm. So, but now welcome here for your own stuff.
Yeah. It was nice to be there for that too, though. You know, it was just a pleasure to be here, you know, getting to see everything for the first time. It's meeting you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
You spend much time in Niles or?
No, not really. You know what I'm saying? Only like sometimes dispensaries or something like that.
Sure, yeah. We got a lot of that on this side of the border. So
other than that, no, not really, honest.
Oh, yeah, it's a cool town. I'm a little biased. I'm the chair of Niles Main Street, so I do a lot of work to help keep downtown vibrant and whatnot, and so I'm a little biased, but it is genuinely a cool place.
Yeah. So what do you like? What would you recommend out here?
Oh man, so if you guys are coffee drinkers at all, there's a coffee shop. Well, the coffee that was in that bag actually, just across the way here when you step out. Second and Main Coffee, real great coffee. Got some good food in there, especially on a nice day like today. There's a little plaza right outside their door called the Node, which I had a big part of creating. We shut down a street permanently, paved over the street, created a little plaza where you can hang out. So grab yourself a bite to eat somewhere, some coffee, chill in the Node. It's a fun time.
Yeah,
We got a cool tea shop up the way. For evening lifestyle, we've got a speakeasy, comedy club, brewery. So lots of fun stuff here.
For sure.
It's a good town. It's a good town. So you were in here with Rebel and that crew. So how do you know those folks?
Just from being in the music scene around here, honestly. If you remember Black J.
Yeah.
Just when I was doing stuff with him a lot of the time, I feel like around that time was when I met her and the rest of them, you know what I'm saying? And, just been cool ever since. And then the opportunity came around to get on the song. She reached out to me like, yo, you want to hop on this? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Y'all love fuck with y'all. Can I?
Oh, yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yep.
No, you're good.
But yeah, anyway, I was already a fan of them, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, yeah, absolutely. And then, we did it. And it's been rocking ever since, you know what I'm saying? They do a lot of shows, so I've been having the pleasure to go on a few of them with them, you know what I'm saying? They had one in Grand Rapids and a bunch of places, but that's one of the more memorable ones because that was my first time being out there. And
nice.
And I was like, oh, this is dope, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's how that came about, just knowing them in the music scene and just getting cool with them. And because all of them, I actually already knew Devin Vargo.
Yeah.
That's low-key how it really formulated, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, Devin knows everybody in the music business locally. You can't throw a rock without hitting Devin. It seems like
that's my guy. We used to work at Panera together. That's how I actually really know him. You know
sweet. Okay,
that's where I met him, and then of course there we found out we both do music, blah blah blah, and we just been super cool since then. And it just stayed like that even after different jobs and all that. So
that's awesome.
I figured out he was in that band. Of course, he in a couple bands, but he's in that one too. And yeah, he reached out. I think he's the one that even suggested me being on the song. And then she was like, yo, you want to, So I'm like, yeah. So shout out to Devin, you know what I mean?
That's awesome. Yeah. Always shout out to Devin. We had a joke on here a couple episodes back where we were talking about trying to coordinate all the different show schedules because everything was scheduled on one night. And it was like, well, if we just all look at Devin's calendar, we'll know when everyone's scheduled because he's in every band. So...
literally, whatever he do, that's where everybody gonna be at.
That's right. Yeah, I was out at Art Beat the other day and walk around the corner and boom, there's there's City Sun playing right there. So
he be in everything, man.
That's right. That's great. Yep. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah, I've seen you play. I was out at a show. I think it was.
I think it was Rebel Art.
Yeah. And, Rebel's on the stage, and boom, there you go out there with them. I'm like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah, that was fire.
Yeah, you're getting out there with them, traveling around a little bit. That's cool.
Yeah. It's been a blessing.
Yeah. So are you from South Bend originally? Did you grow up here, or did you come into the area later?
Yeah. I'm from born and raised here. I done lived a few different places, but I was born definitely here, definitely from here. I went to school here, but I lived a few different places. I went to college in Florida. Nice. So I lived out there for 2 years. And I lived in Ohio for a little bit when I was super, super young, first, second grade.
Oh, okay.
And my mom, she went to college in Dayton University.
Yeah.
So while she was out there, I went to school out there for a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, for the most part, I've been here from South Bend.
Nice. So was she from here too and just bounced out there for school then? Or sweet. Okay. Yeah. And what took you to Florida? Was it the school in particular or just wanting to get out of...
Full Sail University.
Full Sail, yeah.
I just heard, I was looking into it and just was real impressed with all that they had, you know what I'm saying, and the knowledge and the access that they had to equipment and just stuff that I didn't know at all. Because I really went out there for audio engineering and mixing and stuff because I didn't know nothing about any of that at first. But I've always wanted to do music, you know what I'm saying? And I was even when I was young and didn't really understand, I was I need to learn the things I need to learn to be able to do this on my own if I need to, you know what I'm saying? So that was my whole point of trying to go there, and then it definitely teaches you because being an audio engineer, I think a lot of artists can probably relate to that, especially on the music tip. If you don't, if you haven't seen it, you probably don't know what it is at first being an audio engineer, because it's not like a glamorous thing like a producer or obviously the artist or whoever else, you know what I mean? It's kind of like behind the scenes, you in the studio, you probably know, just how just mixing, you just out the way, but it's really nice and it's really essential actually.
It's key, right? Yeah. So you like that program down there? Then I looked at Full Sail for filmmaking myself. I didn't pull the trigger. I didn't go to it, but I looked at it a little bit, and same kind of thing. It was like, I'm a storyteller, but knowing the tech side of things is so important in art and creativity. Absolutely. Because like you said, you gotta. Then you can rely on yourself when you want to make something. Yeah. It's nice to get other people that can do those things, but if you can do it yourself in a pinch, boom, all the better.
And it takes time sometimes with other people, and you can still learn from other stuff. But it just takes time, and it's better to have your own little foundation, So.
Yeah. So when you're doing your stuff, are you doing a lot of the tech work yourself then, or okay? Do you have others you collab with sometimes on that?
Oh yeah, level, sometimes every now and then, depending on who I'm collabing with, that feel, shout out to them, you know what I'm saying? Or sometimes Sin got certain people that he worked with that, maybe we might send a song to them, or sometimes that does happen. But most of the time, especially when it's my own stuff, I'm doing it for the most part, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if y'all see it, y'all hear it sound like whatever, that's me. You know
so, that's awesome. It's the DIY world we live in with the internet. We got all these tools at our hands. It's pretty cool. So. Yeah. So, do you? So, obviously, you're a rapper. Do you? I know, Sin and I were talking last week actually, and I know Sin does some beats for you, that kind of thing. Do you do any of your own beats, home producing, or
not yet? I'm working on that low key, on the behind.
Oh, really? So you're getting in there?
I'm trying to learn.
Dabbling a little bit. All right.
Trying to learn, because honestly, being around people like Sin, like Black J, you know what I'm saying, Elliot, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people that I know, Ricky, you know what I'm saying, that make beats, and I get to see them do it in person, do certain things. And I'd be like, man, I want to try that, you know what I'm saying? But also, I feel like it's another creative dimension, you know what I'm saying? Because I've talked to them even about this. You got certain, so for example, say somebody, this happens to me a lot. I get sent some beats, right? You know what I'm saying, by whoever, one of my friends or something like that. And I go through them and they all be good, you know what I mean? And it's but you got other beats or other sounds that kind of just fit you more perfectly, if that makes sense. It's nothing wrong with these beats right here, but this one right here is kind of more tailored to
your style, your vibe.
Exactly. Yeah. And being able to make your own beats, I feel like you would be able to do that more, you know what I'm saying? Because you know exactly how you want something to sound as an artist, you know what I'm saying? When you write, and a lot of times I feel like a lot of us can relate to this, we already got somewhat of a vision in our heads sonically, as far as okay, I want this to hit right here, I want this sample, I want that, you know what I'm saying? And producers, they a lot of time can come close, or they can even get, they can make a lot of great things, and they will. But it's when you know how to do it, it's a different thing. So I'm trying to learn that eventually, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. So what does that look like? Is that a lot of you just kind of experimenting on your own? Are you sitting with Sin and some of the other friends and having them show you the ropes, or how do you go about learning that?
Honestly, right now I haven't even put much crazy effort into it, but I have talked to them about it, and I think that's what I will start doing. It's just trying to get pointers from them, and they have given me a few, especially Sim, you know what I'm saying? When I told him, he was like, yo, you need to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He was cool. He was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think a lot of it though is just experimenting on my own, just kind of hearing samples. I started sampling a little bit. That's been fun, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Black J kind of inspired me to really do that, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying I'm good as them, because as a producer, sampling is you gotta be.
Oh, it's a form of art,
you know? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say I'm at that level, but I have been playing around with that, and I feel like that's been really cool. And then just once I learn how to really put drum patterns and other things around it, I can start calling myself a little bit of something, maybe not them, you know what I'm saying? I'll be getting somewhere, but yeah, eventually, man, I'm gonna start getting out here with these beats for sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome. When you're sampling, is there a particular anything in particular you gravitate toward? Are you like digging through vinyl in a certain genre? Are you just going through file libraries? Like, what are you drawn to when you go for sampling?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I like vinyls. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times me and Sam we'll go record shopping. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, and or me and Elder or something like that. And we just like to listen to, certain songs, maybe listen to a few songs on to see what really stick out. And I really like doing it that way, like just kind of listening to different records and seeing naturally just whatever hit my ear, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it might just be a little section or a little part of the song, you know what I'm saying? It might not even be the whole song, but you're like, I hear this I can flip this into something else. And I feel like that versus like, even online, even though I'm not against that, like just doing that whole going to the shop and listening to different records and feeling the record and all that good stuff, I think that's pretty nice. Yeah.
I mean, you're going to find stuff that you're not going to find anywhere else. And there's something about that, picking it up and looking at it and feeling it in your hands, So, speaking of record stores, have you been out to the new one in Cassopolis yet?
No.
Check it out. There's a new one in Cassopolis, right downtown Cassopolis. Okay. Definitely shout out to them. I did a newspaper piece on them recently.
What's the name of it?
I think it's Secondhand Groove. Okay. Yeah, right downtown Cassopolis. So definitely check that one out at some point.
You put that in the notes for me.
Yeah, there you go. It's a cool record shop for sure. So... Yeah.
Secondhand Groove.
Yep. Cool people in there. So
shout out to them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I was going to say, so you talk about a little bit, when you're working with other producers, kind of, maybe you have a sound in your mind, but then they bring their own thing to it. Does that sometimes work the other way though, where like maybe you've got the thing in your mind, but then the producer bring something that maybe you hadn't thought of, and you're like, that's really something,
Absolutely. I feel like a lot of times, especially with like people like Sin and Ricky who have reps and reps and reps of, doing beats. So they professional, they great at what they do, you know what I'm saying? So like I'll be hearing it, and even if it ain't something that necessarily I was looking for, maybe in the, like before I heard it, I could still hear it and be like, that's it right there. That's cold. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna roll with that. You know what I'm saying? So that happens a lot actually. You know what I'm saying? So cause they got such great beats, you know what I mean? And they know how to, and also they know me, you know what I mean? That's another part of it. I feel like, especially now after a couple of years of really working together, I feel like they kind of know what I'm going for the most part, you know what I'm saying? So they'd be like, this sounds like something that Souley would want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then they just, so that works out a lot, you know what I mean? So, yeah, just having that rapport and real relationship with them that, they are able to bring stuff to me that not even maybe I haven't even thought about.
Yeah, for sure. It's nice having that outside perspective. I see it sometimes in movie making and stuff like that, where it's like, you get this vision of in your mind when you write the story, but when you get all those people in the room, one guy doing lighting, one guy doing this and that, it's like it never looks like what you imagine, but what comes out is still pretty cool, So sometimes even better.
I was about to say sometimes it's even wilder than you imagine.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So, all right. So you obviously, you went to Full Sail with intent to go this direction, but let's go back a little bit. Let's talk music in your life. So, like, what were you listening to growing up, or what was your family playing in the house? Like, what kind of music were you connecting to?
My mom, she was listening to a lot of like gospel music, you know what I'm saying, but also a lot of like 2000s rap, you know what I'm saying, like hip hop, and maybe like a little 90s. A little bit further than that too, but mostly, at least for me, that's what I remember a lot listening to. You know what I'm saying, like T.I., Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying, Nelly. You know what I'm saying, certain people like that. And I kind of had to go back myself to find other older people like Wu-Tang and a Method Man and certain people like that. Just in my own enjoyment. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But just in her house, I remember that being a lot of the influence. T.I. was probably my first favorite rapper, Lil Scrappy. I used to like wear my hat like him and all that. You know what I'm saying? I named my dog after Lil Scrappy and everything, for real. Like I was, that was my God. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that was definitely my first early on influences. A lot of like gospel music, but also like 2000-ish mix / 90-ish rap in that little time frame. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when you've been digging in deeper, like more into the history, you ever get back beyond the 90s, like even the earlier stuff than that? Like, some of those origins of hip hop?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, especially when you first trying to like really study rap per se, or just really trying to figure out more about it. Like, I feel like that's part of it, you know what I'm saying? You gotta learn where it really came from. So people like Busy B and like Kool Moe D, and obviously I don't know like as much as somebody who lived in that era would know.
Sure, yeah.
But I definitely am knowledgeable about, at least know who they are, you know what I'm saying? And know a little bit about how we got here from what they've done, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that is important. So yeah, like I don't know a bunch of groups, but like Sugar Hill Gang or something like that. It's a few of them. Like, yeah, I definitely go back and be like, oh, this is where it came from, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the Busy B and the Kool Moe D like battle, I don't know, you probably heard of it.
Sure, yeah.
I feel like that's one of the main things I was like really tuned into, because I know Kool Moe D was like a more lyrical person and Busy B was like the party guy, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like according to them, that's when things kind of shifted from like just it being like a party rocking thing. So this is we thinking about what we saying and we making real bars and lyrics. And,
it's like a form of art, you know? Yeah.
So I always look at that as like something that is in the back of my mind that's engraved in me, because I'm a lyric person, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm not against no party music or even in rap or nothing like that. That's fun too, you know?
Sure,
but
yeah.
I just feel like the lyric part of it it holds a lot more weight and substance to me personally, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All of that is cool though.
So, so let's talk about that a little bit. I mean, at what point did you start sitting down and be like, I'm gonna start writing my own raps. I want to do this. I'm not just listening to, but I want to do this, you know?
Actually, when I was real young, man, a lot of people ask me that. Well, when people do ask me that, they probably don't think I'm making it up or exaggerating, but I literally have been writing raps. I didn't really start recording probably till junior year or sophomore year, but as far as writing raps and being interested in making my own music, I've been doing that since I was really young, like 7, 8.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like literally, like, because I always used to like to write. Like I used to write in a journal. I used to write stories, poems, all of that, even before I really was like writing raps.
Yeah.
So I always loved to write. And as soon as I like fell in love with music, it wasn't long after that I was trying to start making my own, you know, even before I really fully knew like what it really came with, recording or any of that stuff. I was just trying to write raps and get good at that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was listening to talking about a lot of stuff that I didn't do, you know, as a young. I'm 8 years old, I'm rapping about shooting and stuff like that, but I was just trying to get
that's what you're hearing,
the
right?
process.
So,
yeah. And now I feel like now that I'm older, you know what I'm saying, it's more a lot about what I'm actually doing, what I'm actually into, and what I'm about for real, you know what I'm saying? Especially when I'm trying to portray, I guess, per se, the message, per se, in my music, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it's intentional, you know, what I'm talking about and the way I'm talking about stuff. Because I could easily be rapping about, you know, stuff that other people rap about, no disrespect to them, but it's just like I'm doing something with a lot of intention behind it, and yeah, shit. Hopefully it'll reflect when people hear it. And I feel like it do for the most part.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that a little bit. Like, what is that intention? What are you trying to put out there?
Just my own like perspective of the truth. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, it's really a spiritual message. You know what I'm saying? If I had to like really say what it is, just in general, I would say is to really find out who you are beneath the clothing, and the clothing I mean is identity, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna get into like a whole deep thing about it right now, even though we could, but I just know that I would just be talking for a little while. But anyway, in a nutshell, that's what it's really about, like just finding out your essence and moving and living from that place, you know what I'm saying? Not to say that you can't still go out and be who you are in the world and play whatever role that you want, you know what I'm saying? But just know that it's a role, you know what I'm saying? And that it's not really who you are, you know what I'm saying? That's just from my view, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's what it is in a nutshell. That's if I had to really say what it is. But, yeah, I mean, honestly, though, it's just really just my perspective of the truth, you know what I'm saying? And if whoever is resonating with that, I feel like they understand what it means, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of just leave it at that and leave it up to interpretation after that, because, you know, whoever, like, whatever you hear when you hear this, any lyric or any song that I make is what is your interpretation, you know what I'm saying? Just like whoever sees any art, you know what I'm saying, whatever they see, it might not be the same exact thing that another person sees, even though y'all looking at the same thing, you know what I mean? So I just kind of approach it that way for the most part. But I know, speaking for myself, that's what I would say it's about, you know?
Well, so much there. I mean, does that come from like personal experience? I mean, this idea of, you know, being true to this internal identity, like where does that come from?
Absolutely personal experience. You know, I grew up in a church, you know what I'm saying, as a Christian for a long time, you know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to anybody who is or any other religions or anything like that. But when I was like 17 or 18-ish, I just started having a lot of questions, you know what I'm saying? Not only about church, but just about everything, like school, you know what I'm saying? Just a lot of life questions about the traditional, like all the things that we believe and think is normal or good and all of that. Like I was just like having a lot of questions about all of this. Like, what does this, any of this really mean? You know what I'm saying? And why are we really doing this? You know what I mean? And where are we really going with all of this? You know, what's behind all of this? You know, I used to have a lot of those type of questions, and it was like that for a while. And I'll credit a lot of the music I was listening to, you know what I'm saying, just to name some certain people like Pro Era, Ab-Soul, Underachievers, Flatbush Zombies. A lot of them I was listening to while I was in church just because I loved rap music. They were talking about a lot of stuff that necessarily wasn't religious, and they're talking about like pineal gland and chakras and just different stuff that I would never hear around my family and definitely not in church, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, I feel like that was feeding into my curiosity too, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, what is all of this? You know what I'm saying? Along with the natural questions that I was just having on my own. So eventually after listening to so much of that, and I just started like researching it, you know what I mean? Just looking up, what is chakras? What is a pineal gland? What is this? What is that? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that led to my own personal experiences, you know what I'm saying? My own formulations about the world and all that type of stuff. And I just reflected in my music, you know what I'm saying? And I always try to emphasize, though, like, this is my view, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to force it on nobody. This is the truth to me, but if you don't feel like it's the truth, that's okay. I'm not finna argue with you, and I'm not gonna feel like you lesser or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we all got a view, you know what I'm saying? And it's never going to be exactly like the next person's, you know what I'm saying? Can't no two people stand in the same exact spot, you know what I mean? So it's like that for a reason, you know? So that's how I move it.
I mean, that's so, because like, if we grow up just accepting everything that we're told, then that's a trap right there, you know?
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, I have my own complicated history with religion growing up and where my journey took me. So absolutely. I very much appreciate those that kind of viewpoint and that exploration. It was important to kind of do your own, you know, just seeing what the world's all about.
Yeah,
there,
what's really real, you know? I mean, what's fake, especially.
Yeah, exactly. Because, you know, it can be, you know, as much as those, you know, religions can be a safe place for people, a way to get through life. Can also be a point of control from other people. People want to misuse that and use that to control other people, you know? So
that's a fact.
Yeah, got to be careful, you know?
Absolutely.
So what's your writing process look like? I mean, are you constantly going, just jotting notes down on your phone or a piece of paper? Or is it like you have a sit down, like, okay, this is writing time, I'm going to do this? Like, what's that? What's your, where are you going?
I ain't gonna lie, I got ADHD. No, like, so really, most of the time, like, I'll just be like, kind of like in that mode of like, yeah, okay, I'm about to sit down, I'm about to listen to this beat for 100 times, you know what I'm saying, and see what I can come up with. But also it's other times where I be like out, not even thinking necessarily about writing nothing. It's something that just come to me, you know what I'm saying? Or you might hear a beat or a sound just while you're out, and then just like stuff just come to you. So I try to, you know, write it down right there in that moment, because you might forget it later on and stuff like that. But usually, you know, honestly, I just try to, it's usually an intentional focused thing. Like when I'm trying to make a song, so I just sit down and I usually got a beat in mind already, you know what I'm saying? And I usually don't really have a topic in mind, but I usually just let the verse, whatever the verse comes out to, that usually forms the topic, and I just go from there. But yeah, a lot of times I'll just sit down and be like, okay, let's see how much we can get in this amount of time, you know what I'm saying? But I also don't force it. Like, it ain't like I gotta, like, you need to finish this right now. You need to, you know what I'm saying? I just like let it flow, you know what I'm saying? I try to as much as possible because it's supposed to be fun, you know? I try to remember that because it can be work, you know what I'm saying? But I just try to keep having fun, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's the way to keep it fun, to just keep it flowing without too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But still being disciplined and consistent, but letting it flow at the same time. So, yeah, that's what I do, is just sit down, be intentional, but still let it flow. And like I said, I might get a whole verse, but on one day I might only get a few lines, and I'm going to be fine with that either way. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, it does ebb and flow. Sometimes you just got to take the ride.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely.
So, you know, especially by the time this airs, summer's winding down. We're looking toward the fall. What are we looking at for you, you know, for the rest of 2025? You doing more like shows, or what's going on?
Yeah, I got one show in September at the Rocket Button.
Nice.
I'm probably going to be chilling as far as shows after that. Unless, you know, ain't no telling when something might come up, then I might just be like, yeah. But I've had a lot of shows in these last couple months, so I kind of just want to like chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I got one on the 12th at the Rocket Button. Shout out to Jeff. But other than that, you know, really it's gonna be like focusing on dropping more music. You know what I mean? I dropped an EP in May with Sam.
Mm-hmm, yep.
That's been pretty cool. We've been coasting on that, you know what I'm saying?
Nice, yeah.
It's been fun, but I got a lot of other beats from him and other people too, so I just don't want to sit on them, you know what I mean? So I'll make sure I'm in record mode and creative mode and just trying to, you know, flesh them joints out, you know what I mean? And so that's my plan, is just to drop more projects this year, probably more so like EPs. Probably won't be like no albums or nothing like that this year. But definitely a lot of more like EPs and smaller projects by, you know, Sin and other people, and for the rest of the year for sure. So I'm just trying to get a...
So like, what does that look like? So with Sin, obviously that was something that, you know, Sin's signature was on that the whole way through. Mm-hmm. You know, you were rapping out the whole way through. Mm-hmm. When you do a release like an EP, is that kind of what you aim for? Like, this is the producer for this project? Or do you ever mix it up and have, you know, this is the producer for this track, but then the next track's this other person? Or...
Yeah, honestly, just the way that it's been going, I kind of just been... doing stuff with one producer, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily, because I'm not against mixing it up or nothing like that. I feel like just the way it's been going, they'll usually just send me something and it already be like 5, 6, 7, 8 beats. So I feel like I might as well just do a whole project on this joint, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's usually how it goes. And even with all the other recent projects I've done that's out right now, they've all been with one producer, now that I think about it, you know. But that's not necessarily like a stickler thing that I've been like, oh, it has to be one, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of just how it's turned out. I will say, though, like in the near-ish future, maybe not this year, just because I still got a lot of beats from certain people. But like in the coming times, like I'll definitely be mixing it up more on projects with different producers and stuff like that. And I'm still going to be working with different producers. You know, even if I drop a project with this person, I still might have a project with a whole nother person coming out in X amount of time. So I've kind of just been doing it like that recently, you know. So, but yeah, I definitely want to mix it up more going on, just to have variety in the sounds and stuff like that, you know. So yeah,
that's
like
cool.
both.
So when it's an EP, is it, you know, you're working with that person, but also is there a theme in the lyrics? Like, is that how you choose, like, this is going to be a collection of songs versus maybe a couple of individual singles or that sort of thing?
Yeah. I feel like usually I feel like I know the niche and kind of the lane I'm in, so that helps with like formulating the ideas about the projects, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, like, I'll give you an example for like With Nobody's Home. I feel like a lot of times, at least with my projects, is the themes are usually have something to do with where I'm at in my life, you know what I'm saying? Where I'm at mentally. And like, for example, Nobody's Home, It probably don't sound like it has any type of particular message, but that does mean something. You know what I mean? Especially with the cover art and the snake and all that. That's another thing. But just the nobody's home meaning, it's like, all right, I read this book. It's by Henry Reed. It's called A Little Bit of Symbols, I believe. And I'm paraphrasing. I know I'm probably not going to get it exactly right, but he was like, basically, he was saying, if nobody's home, like if you're not, nobody's home in your mind, if you're not using the awareness, you're going to go through life and it's going to push and pull you every which way, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to be, you're not really going to change, basically, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like change has been a theme in my life, you know what I'm saying, right now, is changing from one thing to another in a transcendent type of way, you know what I'm saying, in a better way, like upgrading, you know what I mean? So I feel like that's kind of how it comes, you know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, where am I at in my life mentally and spiritually, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that is where the idea usually comes from. And then, of course, my music is kind of already naturally moving in that way sonically. So I feel like it just adds up, you know what I'm saying? And yeah. So
is that something you're doing regularly in your life, like checking in with yourself, like where am I at, what am I doing, am I achieving what I want, am I the person I want to be, that kind of thing?
Absolutely, all the time. Yeah, all the time. Yeah, and I feel like because it's easy to like, you know, feel like you this or that person, you know what I'm saying? Especially like when you got so much going on musically or something, you could feel, oh, I'm this, I'm that, you know what I'm saying? And you are, you know what I'm saying? You are all these good things, but it's also all these other things, you know what I'm saying? That's the other side of that too, you know, and I always try to be aware of that, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I'm perfect, you know, I get on her nerves all the time, but I definitely, I try to be aware, you know what I'm saying? And, on every level, on physical level, mental level, spiritual level, just what am I really doing? Where am I really going? What are these habits really leading me to, and where did these habits come from? You know what I mean? So yeah, that type of thing all the time.
Definitely, sure. Yeah. That checking in is important. Yeah. Are you still doing journaling these days? Like you mentioned being a journaler as a kid. Because for me, that's a way that I kind of check with myself, you know?
Man, I wish I could say I was, but I do not. I do not. Like, I do, like, what I do is, though, I read and I, like, take notes. I wouldn't count that as like journaling, because journaling is more like a personal account thing.
Sure, yeah.
But low key, I need to get back to that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was like a cathartic type of.
Yeah, it's so hard though. I mean, finding the time for it, and just like someday, like me, my journaling time is usually right before I go to bed, and I can't tell you how many nights I'm just like, I just want to lay down, and go to bed. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. So I've at least done this thing now where, if nothing else, if I don't journal, I have a little it sounds corny, but it's a gratitude book, and I just open it up and I write down like a couple of good things from the day. Oh, I got to do that. That felt good today. Like, and remember how lucky I am, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah. Because it's
it be them small things though that'll low key make the difference, and they add up and they keep your perspective like holistic. You know what I mean?
100%.
I'm learning that as I get older. You know.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sometimes it's as simple as like, oh, that cup of coffee tasted good today. And it's like, you got to appreciate those things, right?
Literally.
Yeah.
'Cause it's easy to be like naming a bunch of things that went wrong or that you felt should have went this way, you know what I'm saying? I'm guilty of that all the time. I'd be like, man, this should have happened, but what about all the stuff that did happen and that, you know what I'm saying, that went good in your day that you just overlooked because you expecting this or that thing, you know what I mean? So,
what's the thing I'm missing? Or I think the internet sometimes can be a detriment in that way, where it's like, where it inclines us maybe a little bit to thinking about what we don't have or what went wrong, as opposed to appreciating the, Yeah,
and it's important to remember that, like, I was seeing a post or something like that, or just a saying where somebody was like, most people are not posting their losses on social media. So it's all glamorous, all the wins and all the big, you know, it's all the good stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then looking at all the time, it give you a skewed version of people's life, you know what I'm saying? And it make you compare your own life. Like, damn, they got all this good stuff going on. What about me? You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's not healthy, you know what I mean? And also, it's not even real, you know what I mean? Because everybody going through stuff. I don't care if you the richest man on earth, you know what I'm saying? If you on earth, you dealing with something.
Oh, yeah, we're all human, right?
Yeah, so that's how I look at it, you know.
All just trying our best here, you know? Right. So so when you're playing shows, you know, you mentioned going to Grand Rapids with Rebel, but are you doing any other traveling? Are you sticking close to this area, or What's your tour schedule look like, or performing schedule look like?
So I had a show in Logansport on the 19th of last month. That was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Most of my shows are here, but I've been to a other couple places. Like the furthest I've been is like New York. I did a couple songs out there with my homie. You know, shout out to him. It happened because of him, so shout out to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to think of any other place I've been music wise.
I mean, it's nice because, you know, obviously you got the recognition here because we all know each other in this region, but when you get the chance to be out in front of people that are new to you, and it kind of gives you a little props, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely feels cool, you know what I mean? It's like, my musical talent was able to get me out here, you know what I mean? That's how I felt when I was in New York. We was only out there for like 2 days.
Yeah.
But I still felt like, man, me rapping is what it's literally the reason I'm out here, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even like a vacate type of thing. Like, we had fun. Smoked a lot too, you know?
Yeah.
But we really like came out there to perform, you know what I mean? So it was real nice. I was just like, wow, like that's one of those things that's like stuff can happen beyond your imagination. Cause I'm like, who would have thought I'm out here? And not that even it was a crazy show or like I'm some big whatever, but just being out there, like, this music thing is what gave me that experience. You know, if I wasn't doing this, it wouldn't have happened that way. So that's something to be proud of for myself, you know what I mean? And just any other shows, even ones in town, you know what I'm saying? But like you said, especially out of town, and just, I feel like when a show is out of town, you kind of get to see like the real like impact that you can really have, you know what I mean? Because I feel like, and you can see that in town too, because, you know, it's a blessing no matter where it comes from. But when you see it out of town, it's like, oh, it can really go that far. You know what I mean? And that's seeing that in real time in reality. That's kind of different. You know what I mean? So,
definitely. Yeah. You ever get a chance to get out and catch shows as an audience member around here?
Yeah. I would like to. I ain't gonna lie. Lately, like especially this year, I've been kind of chilling on going to stuff. Just because I need to get my life together.
Yeah.
But usually, I do try to get and go to stuff, especially like shows like Zeus, you know what I'm saying, or just City Sunband. Like my homies, I try to catch a lot of their stuff if I can, you know what I mean. I need to do a better job of that now, though. But sometimes, honestly, it's been intentional, though. Like I kind of been trying to just chill. But with that being said, though, I do try to catch shows around here, you know what I'm saying? A lot of City Sun, a lot of Rebel. I've been actually catching a lot of their shows, even not being a part of the song or whatever. Like, I try to catch some of their stuff. And just different people that I know, like Quinn, Austin Songer, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people that throw shows around regularly. When I can, I definitely try to.
I mean, there's so many options, especially this time of year when it's summer. It's like, oh, what are these 5 things do I choose to do? You know, it's like there's so much, and it's a good thing, but it's like, wow, there's just like so many things right now.
Absolutely. And I'll be trying to find a balance too, man, because like I already be out just with like performing so much.
Yeah.
And I'm an introvert, bro. Like I do not be out here like that. Like it probably like I don't mind talking to people and like doing this type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? But really I'm a to myself type of person. I ain't like a big, you know, let's go whatever, you know what I mean? Go to the club. Like I'm chilling, you know what I mean? Like I like more smaller stuff. But I forgot where I was going with that. But.
Well, I got to ask, because you mentioned you're an introvert. So, like, does that, when you go to get up on stage in front of a crowd, like, how does that feel then in that moment?
I do be, like, a little nervous, like, but really, by the time I get up there, I'll be excited. I'm like, this is fun, you know what I mean? Like, I really be having fun up there, like, and that's how I know I really love it, too, because I got anxiety, like a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do be feeling it. And it's gotten a lot easier the more I've done it after so many times. It's like, all right, I kind of know how this is going to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But even then, I still be like a little nervous because you still don't necessarily know exactly how it's going to go. You don't know if people going to rock with you or not.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it really don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I just try to get on there and do my best. And like I said, by the time I even get up there, I'm just having fun. Like, it's really fun to me to be able to do these songs and rapping is fun to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really love it. So
I mean, you look like you're having a good time every time I've seen you perform. So
I'll be up there cracking jokes and everything.
Yep,
You know, so it's a good time. Man.
Yeah, I remember at Rebel Arts that you were having a blast up there. It's like you're having a good old time up there.
Yeah, you got to.
It's a
man.
fun show.
That's
man.
how I really feel though. Like I feel like that's where I really be energetic the most, you know, because I just be chilling, you know. But when I'm up there, I'm laughing. I'm me, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a blessing.
That's awesome. So you're kind of laying in the plane for this year. Going to quiet things down a little bit. Maybe some new releases. Any big plans for next year in the works? You have any idea what that looks like? Or you're just going to wait and see what's coming?
I'm kind of just letting it be. Right now, what I am really focused on is just getting these projects out. I know that'll probably lead me to throwing some shows or being a part of some shows. That's usually how it is. Like, I drop some music. Now I got some new music to perform at wherever place, you know what I'm saying? So some shows might come out of these new songs and new whatevers, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, if nothing else, even if they don't come from like other people, I might throw my own stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've thrown my own show twice, you know, it's been pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? It's been really nerve-wracking, but it was really like, oh, can happen for real, you know? So I actually do plan on doing that. That's probably one of the things that I could tell you that might be next year, you know what I'm saying? Throwing another show probably in like early spring or summer. It probably won't be this year just because I got like music I'm trying to focus on and drop.
Yeah.
But as far as 2026, probably another music with a message show, you know what I'm saying? Anybody who been there, they know what that is, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely at least one more of those. Probably if I can do multiple throughout the whole year. But but this year, just trying to drop more music, build up the catalog, you know, build up songs and, you know, not sit on the stuff that I got and get it all out so I can have some more songs to perform and, you know, that people can listen to. So
definitely. Well, looking forward to checking out all the new stuff coming out, and we'll have links in the show notes for following you on the socials and all that, so people know when to catch those shows and whatnot.
All right,
so,
all right.
Gxldsoulrebel, hey, thanks for hanging out.
Man, thanks for having me. It's a blessing. I'm grateful.
You have been listening to Anywhere the Needle Drops from Red Chuck Productions. Keep up on new episodes of this show, our live events, and various creations and other happenings over at redchuckproductions.com or by following us on social media at Red Chuck Productions. Special thanks to Hero Jr. for our theme music. You can check them out over at herojuniormusic.com. That is Hero, Hero, Junior, JR, music.com. A big shout out to Paul Clemson and Theory One Productions for handling sound duties and so much more. Check out their magic over at theory1productions.com. And a big thank you to Earthworks Audio for outfitting the Red Chuck studio. See their microphones and their other products over at earthworksaudio.com. Be sure to support all of our guests by visiting their websites, social media, clicking that subscribe button, seeing them live, and checking out their merch stores. Give musicians and artists your money. We'll be back with the next episode. Until then, thank you for your time. Here's to life.